What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make This Go Viral Crime Podcast. So, I wanted to come in and talk about Sade Robinson. There was an update on her. And so, one of the things that I wanted to point out is that this happened on April 1st, April Fool's Day. And I was trying to look to see what videos, what day that was, April Fool's Day. But that was the day that Sade Robinson went on a date with this guy. Her mother was on Nancy Grace, and they gave us a little bit more information. Plus, the affidavit has come out. So, hold on. So this is the day that the guy was arrested. He was caught out in traffic and they arrested him. We all know that he was also seen on surveillance cameras everywhere that they went that day. They went to a place that he used to work. He said he wanted to get his W-2s, and I thought that that was odd that he would want to go somewhere that everybody knows him. And so I do have a timeline too, right? So like I said, they had everything marked out that these people did. Please smack the thumbs up. So after they left the bar, they went to the place that he used to work at. They went to a bar. They drove separate cars, but when they went to the second location is when I believe that they got in the same car. So once they left there, at 9:24 p.m., two figures was seen entering his home in the backyard. At 12:47 a.m., the street cam caught him leaving in Sade's car. So they had just got to his house at 9:24, and by 12:47 they were already leaving, which means that he had already caused harm to her because there was blood found in his house and everything else. So 12:47 he left his house. At 2:53 his car was seen like near a high school, near a park, and he was seen by the beach surveillance several times going back and forth. By 4:31 his car was leaving the park, and they said 3 hours later a bus cam caught him walking away from a burning car. So he was literally seen on camera igniting her car. He flicked the lighter and threw it inside of the car. It burst into flames, and somebody said, he did that. So they got his steps traced. The latest is that they found her torso and they found an arm. So from what I remember, they had already found her leg. They had already found her her leg cut off from the hip, and they had found a foot. So I was like, wow. So it's like they found half of her, and this is really awful to talk about.
Hurt my baby.
A matter of fact, I was just about to say something about her mother, and this is what her mother had to say. They played a small portion of this on the news.
Sick son of a hurt my baby. This sick son of a is gonna pay. This is justice for Sade. Who the would do something like this to my beautiful baby? She hurt nobody. She harmed nobody. I hate this. And so when he's on the inside, I want you to rape and torture that like till I get to hunt him eternally. Torture that rape him in the population till I can get to him and hunt it out of him. Justice for Sade. Justice will be served for my baby. Justice.
I got one thing to say, and this is gonna be it. Sade was more than a person. She was an angel. Not having her right now is very painful. We need justice for Sade. Me and my family would never be okay My sister and parents won't stop shaking, and it ain't because they're nervous. Imagine trying to bury your niece with no body for the service. I need justice for Sade. I have nothing more to say. Your name, sir?
You know, and that is really sad. This was her mother. She was on Nancy Grace the other day, and I wanted to talk about this because a lot of things came out in this particular interview. Hold on.
Apparently, the Milwaukee Transit captured the face of the subject boarding and remaining on a bus. The booking photo seems to be the same guy wearing the of the car arson, including a large tan backpack with tan stripes. Also feeding it, there's the shot, Alexis, that we got from the affidavit, which is very lengthy, that goes to corroborate the gas cans found in his home. He is the guy, according to police, that burned Sade's car that she worked so hard to buy, all on her own, holding down
And there was
2
an
jobs
eyewitness for
while
that.
going to college. Go ahead, please.
There was an eyewitness to the burning of the car. As Sade's mother said, this community did everything. When it happened, the eyewitness said they saw a man in a jacket with a backpack close the door of this Honda and flick a lighter into the car, and it burst into flames. And so the person started screaming, "He did that, he did that, he did that." And he ran away. That person contacted the police to tell them about the
See what I'm saying? They seen this dude everywhere. He was on every camera that he could get caught on. So he wasn't slick at all. And then I wanted to listen at some of the things her mother said.
My producer right here.
Now, that's another thing. Like the police did not find, these limbs and stuff. It was the community. It was the family that found this stuff. And some of the stuff was found. I believe that she was put in the lake. Because that's where her car was burned at. The leg was found. I remember them saying that the foot was found at the playground. But here's some of the things that her mother had to say. Let's see.
nothing that would alert the bartender to anything that was wrong. He said,
That's another thing, though. April Fool's Day, y'all. What day was that? Was it a Monday? Because who goes to a first date on the weekday? That was another thing that was odd. He was totally a loser. His family is millionaires. He comes from a family that they have insurance agencies or whatever. He has a rap sheet a mile long, and he is not known to be a good person. You know, he used to play sports back when he was in high school and all of this stuff, but he sounds like a real loser. And I don't believe that this was his first rodeo, but we're going to listen at her mother right quick.
they just had a few drinks and they left. So the bartender there spoke with police and said they came in, they sat at the bar together, they had a drink. It seemed friendly and casual. Nothing that would alert the bartender to anything that was wrong.
Now, you would think that this guy wouldn't want to go where he used to work at. That was odd, too, to me, that he would want to go to somewhere familiar because he would know that they have cameras and that people would have seen them and be able to say, yeah, he was with this person. Another thing, I wonder if she was the first black girl he ever dated. You know, what? You know, it's like you don't just start out doing stuff like this to this severity.
He said they just had a few drinks and they left within an hour. They then, according to surveillance, leave together surveillance videos to the next place.
Joining us an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. You and ask, where's Sade?
Yeah, so it was Wednesday, Nancy. I was at my job. I went to work that morning. I got off as soon as I got home from work. I was receiving calls from like my mother, my brother. We were all concerned because we all have the 360 location app, okay? We all share it as a family. So I have the app shared with me, my mom, both of my daughters. Then my daughter also shares, Sade, my oldest daughter, also shares the app with additional friends and like other groups. But I have my own group with her, myself, my mother, and my youngest daughter. So we've seen her like at this location Monday. Like again, Monday night,
it was Monday. Okay. And I thought that it was. Another thing that she's going to touch on is that she texted her and asked her for $15 or something, which she found very odd. And it was around 3 something. So I don't know if it was this guy or if it was her daughter. But if her daughter don't normally ask her for money, she said her daughter has more money than her, but she sent it. And so I don't know what day, if that was actually Monday, because she would have been alive if it was Monday, because the date started at 5 p.m. is when they met, or by 5:15. So I got to listen to that part.
Monday morning, I seen her getting ready for work. She FaceTimed me. Then that evening, around 3:45, 4 o'clock, I got a text message from her asking a cash app for $15.
So that evening, okay, Monday and that evening, so she would have been alive then. Okay, I'm gonna let her talk.
My daughter does not ask me for money like she has. My daughter makes more money than me. Literally. That was that boss. Okay. So like, it wasn't a big deal. I'm just that type of mom. You need something, I'm gonna cash app it. It's very strange that she asked me for $15 at around 4 o'clock.
What's very odd about that, Miss Scarborough? It reminds me of when Gabby Petito went missing, and her family started getting texts that didn't sound like her. For instance, she wrote about her grandfather. She texted about her grandfather, but she called him by his full name.
You know, Saturday, April 6th.
My producer right here, Jackie, and going, "Hi, Jackie. How's Jackie today?" It just doesn't make any. It's just wrong. So you get this text asking for $15, and Sade would never have done that. I mean, she could have charged Apple Pay, you name it. So you knew right then something was wrong. And then this. Take a listen to Chief Jeffrey Norman.
On Saturday, April 6th, MPD continued the search in the area and located additional human remains on the railroad tracks. Later in the evening on Saturday, April 6th, MPD returned to the area when Miss Robinson's family located her blanket. At this time, detectives located additional human remains.
According to court documents, the remains found Saturday included human flesh and a foot. The foot had pink nail polish, possibly matching the polish on the leg found days earlier.
Can I say something real briefly? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you.
Yes, please do.
I just want to clarify that the community, I want to make this clear, okay? And I'm going to be holding all accountable that have been, I'm not blaming or attacking people. There have been detectives and sergeants that have been pulling up selectively on my team. There has been the community, there have been active members advocating for this case. I know it is affecting many, but there is some faulty things that have been being handled, okay? First of all, I want to correct all of the chief executives that are pulling up from my county and my community that are not pronouncing my daughter's name correctly. I respectfully thank you, Nancy Grace, and your team, the way you guys pulled up respectfully, asked me my name, asked me my daughter's name, and asked how to pronounce it. I respectfully thank you for that. I wanted to tell you that first of all and foremost, because a lot of people are pulling up and being disrespectful. And this is my own community, the mayor, the chief executive. They have not pulled up to my front porch. They have not told me they're sorry. They have not sent their condolences. They're on the news talking stuff. And the community are the members who felt the police was not doing it.
So I didn't mean to pull that up, but she just said it. She said the community is who found her daughter the first, second, and third time because the police was not doing their job. And that's the part that I wanted to play, because what I didn't get, they made several trips back and forth. It's not like they found all of this stuff at one time. But yeah, everything was scattered, y'all. So, and shout out to Breeze. Thank you for coming in.
In the fourth time, the police was not doing their job the first time.
And over and over. I mean, I wasn't angry, but I remember it to this day. And it's just one of those things that just stick with you. I know you don't care what any of these politicians say, but for Pete's sake, at least get the name right. At least do that much. Guys, we're talking about, it's so hard for everybody on this panel to talk about this with Sade's mom with us, but she says she wants justice, and justice comes at a price. Let me tell you that, and that price is suffering, and she is suffering right now. But I'm going to talk about these facts, because these facts are what I pray to God are going to put the son of a Milwaukee millionaire behind bars for life, because I believe in DNA. DNA cannot lie. Science cannot lie. Joe Scott Morgan, we just heard
Shout out to
very upsetting
Mouthpiece.
details about fingernail and toenail polish on the remains. You tell me, guys, Joseph Scott Morgan, a renowned professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, which has an incredible criminal justice program. We've reenacted several crimes together. He is a professor of forensics. He is the author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. And now he's the host.
I guess I done went past the part I was supposed to be. That's why I don't like messing with it, because I never get it on the right spot. Let's go back to her mother.
Sorry, Nancy. Don't be sorry. Don't be.
Let's go back.
Respectful. And this is my own community, the mayor, the chief executive. They have not pulled up to my front porch. They have not told me they're sorry. They have not sent their condolences. They're on the news talking stuff. And the community are the members who found my daughter's remains and other items the second and third and the fourth time.
Period.
The police was not doing their job the first time correctly. For the community to keep finding stuff and doing their own search parties, because I'm too weak to go out there and search for my daughter. I'm sorry, Nancy.
Oh, excuse me, y'all. But yes, it was the community that did it. Thank God they all got together and went and looked for her right away. It was her mother who found her location because she shared the 360 app with her mom, her uncle, her grandmother, and I believe her sister too. So they're the ones that found out where she was at and went and started looking for her. And like I said, it was a witness to her burning car, so they called the cops. They didn't find her leg out there until they came back. So it was like, because I was watching them search, and they were saying the police didn't go that far. Let's go out that far. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just unfortunate. It's sad, man. This girl, she was a go-getter. She was going to be 20 years old next month. Next month, she was going to be graduating with her associate's degree in criminal justice. And she had 2 jobs, and she had her own place, had just bought herself a car and all of that. Her mother said she had more money than her. So it was odd for her to ask her for money. So we'll see how that plays out, because from what I'm looking at, that would have been before her date if I'm thinking correctly. But that's not what it's sounding like what they're saying. So I'm gonna just let it play.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You're right. And I got to tell you something, Miss Scarborough. Guys, you were hearing Sade's mother. I always do that every case. And I did it with every case I ever investigated or prosecuted. And this is why. This may mean something to you, Miss Scarborough. Because when my fiance was murdered at his funeral, it didn't make me angry or mad. But I remember in the middle of the funeral, I noticed it. The pastor kept referring to me as Mary throughout Keith's entire funeral, over and over and over. I mean, I wasn't angry, but I remember it to this day. And it's just one of those things that just stick with you. I know you don't care what any of these politicians say, but for Pete's sake, at least get the name right.
Yeah, for real.
At least do that much.
It's disrespectful
guys,
not
we're
to.
talking about, it's so hard for everybody on this panel.
So these pictures that I have up is when they went to his house and pinked it out. Pink was her favorite color, and that's what they went and did to his house. But like I was saying though, looking at the timeline from, I'm not sure what time they left the restaurant, but like I said, by 9:24, he was seeing him and her. It was 2 figures seen going into the backyard of his house. And by 12:47 a.m., he was seen on the street cam leaving in her car. That's why he had to catch the bus back. And so whatever route he took, it was real convenient because he circled back. Let me just read it again. 9:24, 2 figures leaving his home. 12:47, seen getting into her car. They didn't say if they seen her or not, or if he was carrying anything. At 2:53, his car was near the high school / park. He was seen going back and forth from one spot to another. He was seen on the beach several times. At 4:31 a.m., his car leaves the park, and about 3 hours later, which would be about 7:30ish a.m., the bus cam caught him walking away from a burning car. By 8:12, he was seen boarding the bus and he was on the bus. That's when they snapped this picture. He was seen also walking down the street. He got this backpack. By 8:35, he gets off the bus. He enters his backyard and he's in the house. So like it's like the bus dropped him off dang near at his doorstep, and he thought he got away with it, but you didn't. They got your whole trail, and he had her phone with him the whole time, letting us see everything. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the comments in a minute.
With Sade's mom with us, but she says she wants justice, and justice comes at a price. Let me tell you that, and that price is suffering, and she is suffering right now. But I'm going to talk about these facts because these facts are what I pray to God are going to put the son of a Milwaukee millionaire behind bars for life, because I believe in DNA. DNA cannot lie. Science cannot lie. Joe Scott Morgan, we just heard very upsetting details about fingernail and toenail polish on the remains. You tell me, guys, Joseph Scott Morgan, renowned professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, which has an incredible criminal justice program. We've reenacted several crimes together. He is a professor of forensics.
You said it was hard fighting your phone. Thank you for coming over, Luciano. I appreciate that. Yeah, what happened to your phone? Yet she picked a low-hanging Chad. Man, this dude, I wonder where did she meet at? Because, I mean, I know Mouthpiece was saying earlier that they had met on a dating app. Him and King Miller was saying that, but I didn't see it anywhere. So I'm still wondering, like, where did she meet this dude at? Why did she decide to, go back to his house and because you don't know him. So Mouthpiece did a good video earlier pointing out some of the things that you shouldn't do on the first date, and going back to the house was one of them. And then usually a woman picks the location, and he picked it. And then he doubled down like, yeah, I want to go get my W-2s. Oh, we can go where I used to work at. I got to go get my W-2s anyway from last year. That shows that he was irresponsible as well.
Author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, and now he's the host of a hit series, Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan.
Welcome to my channel, David. Please subscribe and come through. Breeze be leaving me hanging sometime, but thank you for bringing your friend this time, Breeze.
DNA all the time. How you can match this and that, and every action has a reaction and leaves a trace. But when it comes down to human talk, like the color of Sade's toenail polish matches the color of her fingernail polish, we're talking about a severed leg and a severed arm. And somebody at the medical examiners went, look, the fingernail polish matches. I don't need DNA. A jury's not going to need DNA, but they're going to have it. Why?
Yeah.
Because every contact, as you mentioned, does in fact leave a trace. We've known that for over 100 years now, and it's coming to fruition here in the world in which we inhabit. You think about things like tool marks and all these other identifiers, fingerprints traditionally, but DNA.
A search warrant was conducted,
Pointing a big accusing.
On Wednesday, April the 4th, our investigation led to a person of interest, Maxwell Stephen Anderson, who lives in the 3100 block of South 39th Street, where he was arrested after a traffic stop near the home. A search warrant was conducted. Not only did blood evidence emerge in his home, this guy, this idiot, technical legal term, left a phone trail a mile wide. When you look at his home, you think, wow, beautiful yard, immaculately kept. You know why? Not because of him. 33-year-old former high school football star. He's a Nepo baby, nepotism baby. This 33-year-old guy, Maxwell Anderson, has a millionaire dad who ran a Milwaukee insurance brokerage firm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we know about him, Alexis Tereszchuk?
He has a rap sheet. He has been arrested for not just arrested, convicted for domestic abuse, for disorderly conduct, and for drunk driving. This guy has a rap sheet a mile long. He is not an upstanding citizen of the community. And as I said, these are not just arrests we're waiting to hear from. He has been convicted of all three of these things.
A loser.
Did you just say he's not an upstanding member of the community? You know what?
Because Sade is. Look at her family, her friends.
The pig. Guys, listen to Sydney Sumner Crime Online following what Alexis has just told us.
Growing up the son of a millionaire businessman, Maxwell Anderson was a Catholic school prep football star with a bright future. Anderson works for his millionaire dad's insurance companies with limited success, but when his father moves to Florida, Anderson stays in Milwaukee working as a bartender. A former co-worker of Anderson, Samantha Brenner, describes Anderson as erratic, sometimes getting drunk while bartending at Victor's nightclub. A friend describes Anderson as childish and having quite the temper.
Childish
right now
with a
is
temper.
renowned forensic psychologist and mediator, Dr. John Delatorre. Now, Delatorre.
Hold on, let's see. Her mom gonna say something else. Let's see. Okay, let's get the timeline.
It burst into flames. And so the person started screaming, he did that, he did that, he did that.
See? Hold on. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
He is the guy, according to police, that burned Sade's car.
Here we go.
She worked so hard to buy, all on her own, holding down
And there was
2
an
jobs
eyewitness for
while
that.
going to college. Go ahead, please.
There was an eyewitness to the burning of the car. As Sade's mother said, this community did everything. When it happened, the eyewitness said they saw a man in a jacket with a backpack close the door of this Honda and flick a lighter into the car, and it burst into flames. And so the person started screaming, he did that, he did that, he did that. And he ran away. That person contacted the police to tell them about being the actual eyewitness to him burning it. This was absolutely the community being on their high alert and really helping out here.
A neighbor's security camera shows 2 figures entering Anderson's backyard at 9:24 p.m. At 12:47 a.m., a street camera shows Robinson's car departing Anderson's home. A camera at Cudahy High School shows a car drive toward the pump house at Warnemont Park at 2:53 a.m. A figure is seen walking from the road and climbing down the bluff to the beach several times.
This is why her body is in that water. He was seen climbing and going back and forth several times.
4:31 a.m., the car leaves the park. 3 hours later, bus surveillance catches a man carrying a tan backpack walking away from a fire at 30th and Lisbon. At 8:12 a.m., Anderson, carrying a tan backpack, is seen boarding a bus heading toward his home. Anderson gets off at 8:35 a.m. and enters his backyard 8 minutes later.
See, he had this mapped out. He had it planned out, and he knew exactly what he was going to be doing with her that night. I believe soon as he closed the door to his place, he attacked her. He got a record of being abusive, drunk, and disorderly. So yeah, he turned on her. He smiled in her face up until the point that he got her back into that home, and he did what he did. And I really truly believe that this is not his first rodeo. And I hope they find something in that 6 feet hole he dug on the side of his house and his whole sex cave or whatever he had going on. Just a disgusting piece of crap is what he was or is.
To Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State. Joe Scott, what do you believe those 10 backpacks are going to reveal? And how is the search of the backpacks? And I don't mean open the backpack and take everything out. I mean the forensic search of the backpacks. What?
This another thing, when they were searching, they came across this. So they were searching and something caught on fire. It was all kind of things that the searchers were dealing with. And it was the community, and all I seen was women out there, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. It was her family, it was her friends, it was probably people that she worked with, because they literally closed the place that she used to work at for 3 days. They called it like she was the heart of the pizza place. Like, she talked to everybody. She was always happy, fun loving, always being silly and funny, and just she was a whole vibe. She was a smart girl who wanted something out of life. And for whatever reason, she decided to date this freaking loser and never gonna be able to graduate, never be able to turn 20, live her life or nothing. She deserves so much more than this. And I wish it would have never happened. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up.
Sick son of a hurt my baby. This sick son of a is gonna pay. This is justice for Sade. Who the would do something like this to my beautiful baby? She hurt nobody. She harmed nobody. I hate this. And so when he's in inside, I want you to rape and torture that like till I get to the hunt him eternally. Torture that and rape him in the population till I can get to him and hunt the out of him. Justice for Sade. Justice will be served for my baby. Justice.
I got one thing to say, and this is gonna be it. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification. Yeah, this dude is definitely a goofy. Let me see what else y'all saying.
As we see, this isn't just disposing of body parts. He's putting it out in places for people to see, for people to get scared. This is someone who wants to be known for engaging in these kinds of violent acts.
Miss Scarborough, you haven't even been able to have a funeral yet. Why?
Yes, that's correct, Nancy. This is probably the hardest part that we're struggling with right now. I'm trying to find peace, lay my daughter to rest, get solace. Just give her transition that she deserves because she was taken too soon. My baby was she didn't even make 20. She was 20 in a few weeks on May the 10th, Nancy. They can't even provide us with a death certificate right now. The fuck, they don't even know the cause of my daughter's death. They don't know when. Like, they're not giving me enough information, Nancy. This is so frustrating. There is no closure right now for me and my family, and everybody has to plan things. But I will be having a community gathering this Friday, and I will be letting the community know what time and the place and event it will be at in Milwaukee. We'll have a candlelight balloon release. I cannot even plan a memorial for my daughter right now. Like, you cannot even proceed.
So that's what they had that you was talking about earlier, because they can't bury her yet.
Also, I want everybody to know that there will be a fundraiser for Sade's funeral. Go to Justice for Sade, and that is spelled S-A-D-E. Like you would say Sade, like sage. It's pronounced Sade. Justice for Sade, our fallen angel.
Yeah, man.
Ms. Scarborough, before we sign off, I just want you to know how much we are praying for you and thinking about you and your whole family. And we will not rest until her killer gets the maximum sentence in that jurisdiction, which is life without parole.
Yeah, justice for Sade. Now, her mom had went to her house for the first time, and Sade had ordered some earrings that were gold, and they were big hoops, and they had her name in the middle. So
Thank you.
she's showing them to Nancy right now.
These are her earrings that came in the mail yesterday, Nancy. I don't know if you can see them. I had to go to my baby's place for the first time. And these came for her. These are her earrings. And I have her earrings on. These are my baby's earrings.
That had to be heartbreaking, man. And my prayers go out to this family. I will definitely be doing the follow-ups on this. I'm going to follow this all the way to the end. One, I'm not sure what you're laughing at, but I'm not even sure if I should say welcome. But smack the thumbs up. How about that? Subscribe to the channel if you know how to act. How about that? But yeah, justice for Sade. And so you can definitely link to this channel and catch the catch the updates on this case because I will be following it to the end. That's what I do. Once something hit my heart, I follow it until the end. So I will see y'all in these YouTube streets. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Please be sure to smack that thumbs up. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Peace, David. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to Mouthpiece. Thank you for coming through. And Breeze Hurricane Omega. Shout out to you. And the people in the bushes. Thank y'all for watching too. Just make sure you smack that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and love, y'all. We out.